Veterans Day is time for us to come together and honor those who have served for our country.
This holiday started out as a day to reflect upon the heroes of our country who served and was originally called Armistice Day.
It fell on November 11th because that is the anniversary of the signing of the truce that ended World War I.
However, in 1954 the holiday was changed to Veterans Day in order to account for all veterans in all wars.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So to all the veterans who've served our country, thank you.
Sergeant David Mitchell, U.S. Army Reserves, 1996 through 2008. Evan Mitchell's father, Mrs. Mitchell's husband. Thanks, Dad.
Dale Gant, United States Navy, Small Arms Specialist 3rd Class, Vietnam veteran. Mrs. Price's father. Thank you for your service, Dad.
Charles Thomas, U.S. Air Force, Mrs. Rome's dad, and Laney Rome's Papa C. Thank you, Papa C. Sonny Rome, Army Air Corps Air Force, Laney Rome's great-grandfather. Thank you, Papa. Daniel Minter, Marine Corps, Kayla Grextis, Danny. Thank you for your service.
Clint Hammer, U.S. Army, Caleb Hammer's dad. Thank you, Dad.
Lloyd Lasan, U.S. Army Ranger, 1994 to 1997. Kyle Lasan's dad. Thank you, Dad.
Captain John Lawton IV, U.S. Air Force, KC-10 pilot, Operation Enduring Freedom, J.P. Masterson's uncle. Thank you, Uncle John. First Lieutenant Hunter Lawton, U.S. Air Force, KC-10 pilot, J.P. Masterson's cousin. Thank you, Hunter. Sergeant James Masterson, U.S. Army, Wounded Warrior, J.P. Masterson's grandfather. Thank you, Papa. Captain John Lawton III, U.S. Air Force, B-52 bomber pilot, Vietnam War, Distinguished Flying Cross recipient. The Distinguished Flying Cross is our nation's highest award for extraordinary aerial achievement. As a valor declaration, it ranks 4th in order of precedence and is awarded to recipients for heroism while participating in an aerial flight. Thanks, Peepaw.
Burton Brasher, U.S. Army, U.S. Special Forces, served tours in Afghanistan and Mozambique. Sam Brazier's grandfather. Thanks, Grandpa Burton. Randy Hamberlin, U.S. Army, Vietnam, Purple Heart recipient. The Purple Heart Medal is presented to service members who have been wounded or killed as a result of enemy action while serving in the U.S. military. A Purple Heart is a solemn distinction and means a service member has greatly sacrificed themselves or paid the ultimate price while in the line of duty. Sam Brazier's uncle, thank you for your service and sacrifice, Uncle Randy. Steve, U.S. Army, McAuliffe Crossing Guard. Thank you, Mr. Steve.
Chris Horton, U.S. Navy, stationed on the USS America CV-66 aircraft carrier. Mrs. Horton's husband. Thank you, baby, for your service.
Colonel Charles Durr, U.S. Army, Apache helicopter pilot, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation New Dawn. Ms. Perot's uncle. Thank you for your service, Chuck. George Perot Sr., U.S. Army, World War II, 4 times Bronze Star recipient. Ms. Perot's grandpa. Thank you for your service, Grandpa. Howard DePoy, U.S. Army, Vietnam, 101st Screaming Eagles. Ms. Perot's uncle. Thank you for your service, Uncle Dean.
John A. Smith, Army, Air Corps, Brady Cox's great-grandfather. Thank you for your service.
Private Sergeant Scout Daniel Chapman, New York Militia, American Revolutionary War. Dylan LaRoche's 6th great-grandfather. Thank you for all you did.
Jeff Gappinger, U.S. Army. Tanner Gappinger's great-uncle. Thank you, Uncle Jeff.
Charles Rennick, U.S. Navy, World War II. Jackson Rennick's great-grandfather. Thank you. Clay Rennick, U.S. Navy. Jackson Rennick's grandfather. Thank you, Papa Clay. Jack Robbins, U.S. Army, Korean War. Jackson Rennick's great-grandfather. Thank you, Papa.
Private First Class Philip A. Copa,
United States Marine Corps, served 4 years. Nico
and Tori Copa's dad.
Thank you, Dad.
Lieutenant Commander Tanya Copa,
U.S. Navy, served for 22 and a half years. Nico
and Tori Copa's mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Reg Graves, U.S. Marine Corps, Gulf War. Mia Graves' dad. Thank you, Dad.
J.D. Winter, U.S. Navy. Miss Tiller's cousin, thank you for your service, J.D. Thomas Winward, U.S. Air Force. Miss Tiller's brother-in-law, thank you for your service, Thomas. Kara Cheetah, U.S. Marine Corps. Miss Tiller's cousin, thank you for your service, Kara. Ralph Sterling, U.S. Air Force. Miss Tiller's grandpa, thank you for your service, Papa. Pat Sterling, U.S. Air Force. Miss Tiller's dad, thanks for your service, Dad.
Sergeant E5 Joe Gray, U.S. Army. Jonathan Gray's dad. Thank you, Dad.
Jerry Don Green, U.S. Air Force, 347th TAC Fighting Wing, Yokota, Japan, 1967-1971. Emery Green's grandfather. Thank you, Poppy.
Joan Dean Nelson, U.S. Army. Caleb Tomerlin's papa and Mrs. Tomerlin's dad. Thank you for your service.
Richard Bloom, U.S. Air Force. Fox Lisby's grandfather. Thank you, Pappy.
Master Sergeant Matt Miltz, U.S. Air Force, Macy Miltz's dad. Thank you for your service.
Coy Robinson, U.S. Army, Vietnam War, 1968 through 1970. Nolan Dirk's grandfather. Thank you.
Robert Koba, U.S. Navy, Megan and Kevin Rudolph's great-grandfather. Thank you for your service, Great-Grandpa Bob. Harold Bossy, U.S. Navy, Megan and Kevin Rudolph's grandfather. Thank you for your service, Grandpa Bossy.
Sergeant Nathan Ray Painter, U.S. Army, with 7 years in service. Parker Jackson's stepfather. Thank you, Dad, for your service.
Gary Bergen, U.S. Army, Cavalry Scout. Ella Bergen's dad. Thank you, Dad. Landon Bergen, U.S. Army, Cavalry Scout. Ella Bergen's brother. Thank you, Landon.
David Malloy, U.S. Army Special Forces. Kinley Chapman's grandfather. Thank you, Poppy.
Sergeant Andrew Dickerson, U.S. Army, Lauren Morlini's uncle. Thank you, Uncle Andrew.
Jeremy Booker's United States Marine Corps Reserves, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Bridget Booker's dad. Thank you for your service.
Marty Martinez, U.S. Army, Airborne Division, Ellie Frobeater's grandfather. Thank you, Grandpa.
Armando Arevalo, U.S. Air Force, Liliana Arevalo's dad. Thanks, Dad. Abraham Ramirez, U.S. Air Force, Liliana Arevalo's uncle. Thanks, Abe.
Kevin Claros, U.S. Army medic, Sophia Claros' cousin. Thank you, Kuya Kevin.
Chief Warrant Officer
3. James Chavez, U.S. Army, 20.5 years, Cavalry Scout, Black Hawk Pilot, tours in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Bosnia. Joshua Chavez's dad. Thank you for your service, Dad.
Jim Mitzel, Big Jim.
U.S. Air Force, family member of Annabelle Mitzel.
And Seth Joplin.
We love you, Pap.
We love you, Pap.
Philip Buchanan, U.S. Navy, Haley Leslie's grandfather. Thank you, Pops. Armin G. Buchanan, U.S. Army, 82nd Airborne, U.S. paratrooper, jumped on D-Day, shot 2 days later, saving a fellow paratrooper, and received the Purple Heart. Haley Leslie's great-grandfather. Thank you for your service.
Ronald Erickson, U.S. Air Force, Jillian Greider's grandfather. Thank you, Papa Ron.
Major Wilmer Duarte, U.S. Army Reserve, 20 years, deployed to Afghanistan. Natalia Duarte's stepdad. Thank you.
Charles Parson, Army Air Corps, Military Police Canine Division, World War II War Dog Trainer. Cole Nelson's grandpa, thank you. Sybil and C.F. Hamilton, U.S. Army, World War II Medics. Cole Nelson's great-grandparents, thank you. Sam Miranda, U.S. Army, World War II. Cole Nelson's great-grandfather, thank you. Jack Gantz, U.S. Army, Cole Nelson's great-grandfather, thank you.
Major Jeremiah B. Soap, U.S. Army, currently deployed in Central America. Jude Soap's dad, thanks, Dad.
Major Nanette Trevino,
U.S. Air Force, 27 years in service. Ashton.
and Gage Lee's grandmother.
Thank you for your service, Mimi.
Master Sergeant Donald Trevino,
U.S. Air Force, 27 years in service. Ashton.
and Gage Lee's grandfather.
Thank you for your service, Papa.
Staff Sergeant Jimmy Prince, U.S. Army, Miss Prince's dad. Thank you, Dad, for your service.
Michael Eves,
U.S. Navy,
Zoe and Josie Grantham's uncle.
thank you, Uncle Michael.
Joshua Goins,
U.S. Air Force,
Zoe and Josie Grantham's uncle.
thank you, Uncle Josh.
Jim Eves,
U.S. Army, Vietnam,
Zoe and Josie Grantham's grandfather.
thank you, Jim Pa.
Joseph Kellum,
U.S. Army Air Corps, World War II, Zoe
and Josie Grantham's great-grandfather.
thank you for all you did.
Ron Grantham,
Royal Army, World War II, Zoe
and Josie Grantham's great-grandfather.
thank you, Grandpa Ron.
Dugan Goins,
U.S. Army, World War II, served under Douglas MacArthur in Japan. Zoe
and Josie Grantham's great-grandfather.
thank you for all you did.
Hi, I'm introducing Lieutenant Colonel George Uri Rounham, U.S. Army, Vietnam, Purple Heart recipient. This is Mrs. Rounham's father-in-law. Love you, Pop. I'm also introducing H.L. Pryor, U.S. Coast Guard. This is Mrs. Rounham's grandfather. Miss you and love you, Papa.
Thank you to all our veterans, and thank you, Dad, for continuing to serve our country.